Louis, Minnesota. We're through the bye weeks and into the race for the postseason. Week 15 is underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Throwing to start this game. Has his man. That's their rookie from Penn State. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 4. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there, where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with a first down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
From the 45 on 2nd down. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing now from the gun. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up. The Vikings getting their punt team out. And this will bring a drive that had some promise to a disappointing end. He bunted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And the Lions will go on offense. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Out of the gun. They'll give it to him inside. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
From the 19. Completed to his running back. And he's able to get across the 25 before stepping out. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Ivan Pace has got it. And the ambitious debut they'd certainly hoped for on that opening drive. The coverage, impressive, taking their first possession away with that interception.
Hey, it is tough to play a clean game in this league. Caliber defenders are awesome. You just hope that eventual missteps happen at a less meaningful moment than your opening series. You don't want to make it any harder to get your rhythm and get your passing game going. That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down, well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 3. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Well, no look on his first look of the game, but still plenty of options left on 3rd and short.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last second attempt to get rid of it.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Hits him on the out route. And they bring him down around the 34. That's a pickup of 9. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down. They'll throw it again. Taylor makes the catch. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Point after up and good for Bates. And the Vikings will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. He got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Low back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Ivan Pace able to make the stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Back to the well again. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Decent gain here, but short of the first.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field. Keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Fair catch, hauled in at the 18-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it's going to be Vikings football. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Flush out now to him. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Never ever a great look when your quarterback's picking himself up a few seconds into a drive. They're going to need a lot more fight on 2nd down and a whole lot of yardage to get this back on track.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Got Evans. It's complete. And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first.
Okay, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s. Versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Brought in right side. That's the first down, and he's still going. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A pickup there of 33 yards. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Throwing all the way to the end zone here. Big game downfield. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. Bates tacks on the extra point. And the Vikings drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to give them a drive starting at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Looking to the air here. Hits his running back. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Ivan Pace able to make the stop. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Lone back gets the handoff. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. They push it forward for a yard. That brings up 3rd and 8. He'll throw it. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Ivan Pace has got it. And the Vikings have it now on his 8th pick of the year.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful, right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. In this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
They're set up at the 35 now. Slot receiver headed left. Back to pass on 1st and 10. This one finds Taylor. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Escapes the pocket. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. Our score, 14-0. More from US Bank Stadium after the break. It's Vikings ball as we return for the 2nd, and they've got to be thinking points here. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Intercepted in the end zone. And the Lions get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain. down. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs. Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. They'll throw it. Chased out to his right. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover, wisely throwing it away.
And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Throwing from the gun here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And we'll see what they do here on second down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
St. Brown there to bring it in. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2. Throwing from the gun. He's on the move. On the ground, game works for the touchdown. The Lions parlay the interception into points. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
First and 10 now from the 30. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. On target to his man Taylor. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Putting a receiver in motion. First and 10, looking to throw. Brought in left side by Jefferson. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They kick the running back in motion. From the red zone now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
After the sack, another pass on second down. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings lead by 14. Bait snap for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Vikings lead by 15 now. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be second and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Halfway to the marker. It's second and 5. Motioning the tight end now. From the 35 on second down. Buys time, rolling right. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, third down coming up.
It is such a weapon offensively when you've got a big tight end that can stretch the field vertically. Not a lot of DBs have the size to cover him. They tried to get it to him in that spot where he could win it, but unfortunately, no connection to be made.
And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Getting out to his left. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They got 24 yards on the play. And that gives the Lions the first. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Has it down close. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions trim the lead down to 9. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
He's throwing for it! And he's got it. That catch gets him 2 and turns this into a one-score game once again. Just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a first and 10. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. He'll get this to Jefferson. He's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Slot man in motion right. To the air now on first and 10. He lofts one deep, center of the field. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So that brings up second down. Setting up a throw. That's Jefferson. He's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down. They'll throw it again. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they take him down right along the 30.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Throwing it again here. Rolling left, buying some time. And he's out of bounds after a nice pickup to the 10. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
That is so demoralizing for a defense. You lock things down in coverage. You do everything right on the back end, only to see the quarterback escape, evade the pressure, and get that first down anyway.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. He'll get 3, but much work left for him on 2nd and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Throwing now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Bend. Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Dropping back to throw. And he's in trouble and gets brought down again. And that sack going to cost them some yardage. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. Out is Jake Bates, ready to try to knock this through. It's about 43 yards for him. Bates' kick is up and good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
Independent kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive. They'll throw on 1st. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Running back sent in motion left. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. That first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something.
Well, I think you know the only thing redeeming about that play, Kate.
They got the ball back.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, they got the ball back, but a whole lot longer down in distance.
Trying again, following the sack. St. Brown's got it, complete. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
Well, that one was drawn up and delivered beautifully, efficiently. If it's not circled on the call sheet already, you better believe it is now.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. He's going to throw this one. That's caught for the first. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. That play good for 17 and a first down. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
Here's 2nd and 11. Forced out to his right. He can run it. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. We'll have the first down and even more. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he can transform a short completion into a big play.
And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Here's a throw. On the move, hit and run. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. Now this is the dreaded sight anytime there's a sack. He's hurting after taking that hit, and they're going to get out there to check on him. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. First throw for the backup now. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he'll go down here at the 16.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Now there's the flag. Looks like the jump came from the left side of the line. There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost him 5 yards. Not helping themselves with that penalty, and now lining up for a tougher 4th and goal. now. Pressure on its way. And it falls incomplete. And a surprising fourth down call does not yield a first. This doesn't get there. It's a turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run in crossing that first down marker.
Second and 3. Chased out to his right. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as a QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time, the secondary, they got real sticky, stayed tight, and forced the throw away.
From the gun on 3rd down. Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 24 on that play. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
Well, the pressure, boy, that sped that whole play up, didn't it? And it opened up a wide range of outcomes. A hurried throw almost ended up an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Still sticking with the passing game. He's on the move. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. It's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throw away.
Throw on 3rd down. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead, and that's going to award their offense a first down. You gotta be smarter than that. No reason to hit the kicker there, and that gives them a first down. They'll try and throw it here. Escapes out to the left. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide to practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Nearly intercepted. Ooh, he almost had it. Couldn't bring it in. Incomplete, and that brings up 3rd down. Almost a completion of the wrong team there. And that leaves him with 3rd and short. Throwing with a blitz on the way. It's caught at the 4. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Working inside the red zone. And they score. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings push their lead further to start the half. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. Point after up and good from Bates. And the Vikings take a 3-possession lead. Bates Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. It's an option right that begins this drive. And he won't see. It's a loss on the play.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth cave, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
2nd and 13. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Ivan Pace has got it. And the Vikings get it as he makes his 3rd interception of this game.
You know, Kate, once you've thrown a couple picks, it's easy to become check down Charlie, right? Just throw it underneath and not take any more risk because you don't want to throw what he just did, his 3rd interception of the game. It's time to protect the football at all costs. And if not, well, that backup better get ready.
And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Another carry for him. And it looks like he went out of bounds right at that 7-yard line. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal. Goal to go. It's a pass play. And they score. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Bates tacks on the extra point. And the Vikings make it a 24-point ball game. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Buys time, rolling right. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
The give here on second. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Only a yard for that time, so now 3rd and 9. Throwing from the gun. Forced out to his right. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something when no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. They're going for this. They can't connect as the coverage comes through with a 4th down stand.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
They've got 1st down from the 31. Up the middle, here goes White. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Going to be 2nd down.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Running on 2nd with White. Now after battling on that run, we see one of their linemen appears to be injured and in need of some attention. We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's the Vikings with it to begin the 4th, and this game entering blowout territory. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Here's White again. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. 4 yards narrows the distance a bit, but still some yardage left here on 4th down. Out is Jake Bates, ready to try to knock this through. This will be a 44-yard look. Bates' kick is up and good. And that grows the lead to 27.
Another shot across the bow of the ship. It's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Airing it out to start this drive. Into the hands of Romeo Dobbs. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost one of those nice choke plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
They get 28 out of that play. And that gives the Lions the 1st. Handoff now out of the gun. And he carries it for a big gain that gets him down into the red zone.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Back-to-back carries here. And he'll go down here at the 16. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a 1st down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
Looking touchdown, but can't connect. Thought he had a touchdown there. So it'll be second down. A give now from the gun. And he runs into some big bodies, and he's stopped right at the line.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this. It's over. Over.
Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Okay, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. Now looking to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Drive starts with a carry by White. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Give now to the running back. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
His goal is pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. They run the counter with White. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play. He gets him 8, and that's going to set up 4th down and 2. Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. 58 yards on the punt there. And it'll be their football. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Give him 13 on that play. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit. Back to throw. He throws a bullet to the center. He's got it inside the 10. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Right up the gut. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Throwing from the gun here. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Running back sent in motion. 3rd down from the gun. On the move, headed right. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
You know, down here in the red zone where there's a touchdown on the line, you really want to read the quarterback's eyes as a defender. Make sure you know where that throw is going. Get in position to swat it away. That is well done.
Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. Oh, they got it. Intercepted along the goal line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Back to the well again. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a pickup of 11. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down. They give it to him again. And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. Here's the handoff. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Here's the give on 3rd and short. And he's brought down for a loss. It's the 2-minute warning here in Minneapolis. Vikings getting closer to their 13th win of the season. Punt team is on now, and they get this away.
You know, I'm sure Coach would prefer he not flirt with disaster on the return. No additional damage is done, however. They're fortunate to get the ball back, and everyone can breathe a little sigh of relief.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
The challenge with so many sacks is it just disrupts everything in the rhythm and timing of your offense. All of these negative plays. Hey, this league and this game is hard enough when you're on schedule. All of these sacks set you behind the chains, and you've seen how disruptive it is for this offense.
And the Vikings add an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. He's dropping back to throw. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
So it's a win for the Vikings. And they draw first blood against a division rival. On the road later this year with a chance of completing that season sweep.